Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hollow Knight Silksong! Now with about 25% more keyboard clicking! Because this new mic is like that, yeah. Anyway, last time, I'm gonna fiddle with the gain real quick. I don't know if that actually changed anything, but just in case it does. Anyway, last time we began our journey throughout this new land of Farloom by starting with, I believe, yes, we went to the Wormways primarily, fought Plasmified Zango, which was a terrible fight, 0 out of 10, do not recommend, but we did also get our main objective, which is to go around to 3 new locations and collect the old hearts of Farloom, where then we shall gain the power to go into our memory and retrieve the Everbloom, which will help us get through the void and the abyss so we can go finish the game? I don't know. There's a lot going on in this act, what can I say? Anyway, this time, I think I have a bunch of wishes I want to do. Yes, indeed. I just claimed a couple wishes at the end. We got, at the end of last time, we got Pain, Anguish, and Misery, which we may as well get to first since we are right above the Citadel stage. Then there's this one we're still in the process of. Dark Hearts, gotta kill 12 of those little void masses. This we'll be getting to another time. I think afterwards I'm gonna head towards the Heart of Might, perhaps, which is over in the Sands of Karak, a place we have been to many times before. Actually, no, a place we just straight up have been to before. It's by far the easiest one to reach, so we may as well start there. And then I want to say there's gonna be more wishes elsewhere I can start on. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say what I'm gonna work on in the Act 3 because there's so much I can do right now. Either way, though, as long as I get started on something, then that's good, you know? We're no longer pilgrims, what are we? You keep telling yourself that. I think I already talked to these guys. Yeah, I already talked to all these guys last time. Hopefully the big guy at the end doesn't have anything new to say. That'd be kind of funny, the one guy I didn't talk to. It's so nice not having to worry about a fly going through that room, though I do still have to worry about the steam afterwards, you know? Okay, so, the Pain, Anguish, and Misery wish, which I still love the name of, takes place down at the Citadel stage. I bet you can't guess then, who gave us this wish? Who put up this wish on the wish wall of Songclave? He has never come up to Songclave himself, but he does still exist. He is still clearly sapient and alive and all those other things. Sorry, I'm not interested. Especially if you're a voided enemy, I am not interested. Oh no, okay, there we go. Gotta grab you. Gotta keyboard click your ears off, because I probably did, going back and forth there with my little dance moves there. Oh, hello. The artwork of him has changed. He's all purple now, and I want to say we go up to this room. There's a room above here that has a cool little detail. Right? Okay, yes, right here. If you go all the way back up here, we can see the paper and the quill is now purple instead of red. Damned are we, the lingered few bound still to suffer, cursed thrice by Farloom, to wait, to watch, to cry our anguish. No more, we say, no more, we cry, we all have wailed and wept. Fair Farloom's fall has come at last, its end we now accept. We? Who's we? Anyway, yes. If you still haven't obtained the quill for the map at this point, you can pick up this purple quill, and yes, the quill will be reflected in the icon for the map somewhere, yes, right here. Instead of being a white quill, it'll be a purple quill. I can't believe they would put that much detail into an item as insignificant as the quill that pretty much every player is going to buy in, like, the first hour of gameplay, but they did, and hey, I respect it. Wow, he's decorated the place very nicely for us. Cool. You, might or mourner, fell-fated, chosen, left till last, relent, submit, the fatal blow was struck, fair Farloom wails its end, we woe-befallen few remain, let us join here, at last, and show our fires fierce, together to share our kingdom's pain, feel it scorch our shells, and know clear its suffering, its sorrow! It is Tormented Trobio, one of the few bosses to come back in a second round. There's actually not that many of those in this game. I remember this guy being quite fun indeed. I'm surprised those explosions didn't hit me. Did that deal 3 damage to me, or am I losing it? No, I'm losing it. Okay, it did not deal 3 damage. All right, those things he throws now go in 4 directions instead of 3. I think the explosions are bigger. I think he throws the tornadoes and they're like slightly hard to dodge too. I could be wrong about that though. No, I'm trying to hit him with Shaman Crest here. Though I don't really have many tools equipped for Shaman. That's fine. Shaman Crest. Okay, gonna throw those. Watch out for that. I don't think he did the trails before. I think that's new. All right, I'm definitely gonna die. Yep, definitely gonna die this first attempt. That is all right. I don't think I was at the closest bench. Let me find a different one. Yeah, no, I was definitely not at the closest bench. Good thing is, we are right next to an elevator that will take me down to the closest bench. No need to go down all that way once again. Let's go, we love convenience. This game doesn't have a lot of it, so I'll take every bit I can get. Oh yes, I'm sorry about any microphone peaking that you may experience while in this video. I played around with the noise suppression settings that I have in OBS. They don't really do what I want, so I'm leaving them off for now. The answer to this might be to use Audacity to record my commentary instead, something I probably should have been doing already, but I just refuse. I refuse, I am stubborn, I shall stick with OBS until the end of my days. I must remember this time, I do in fact have silk skills, 3 of them, thanks to this crest, that I should probably use. Let's go! Alright, gonna do this. I think I can kind of land on top of him there. That would be best. I could probably hit him with a needle strike, you know? Especially now that I have the perk that makes it go faster. I think I even have that equipped right now. Indeed I do. Alright, 1 second. Hi-yah! Don't press Windows key, you idiot! Oh no, oh no, oh no. Alright, let's do that. Let me stab him real quick. Intense keyboard clacking intensifies. Intense keyboard clacking intensifies. Very redundant me. Alrighty. This guy reminds me a lot of Grimm, I guess because, you know, he's kind of a stage performer and so was Grimm. Go! Okay. I can still heal afterwards. Let me go for it. Just to ensure that I am topped off on health as much as possible. Go. Okay. He's doing this. That's fine. He can do that all he wants. Okay, good. Ducked under him there. I almost feel like that attack is easier to avoid than his first. Oh, that's probably because I have double jump now, whereas I didn't before. That's probably why it feels easier to dodge than it did in the first battle. Alright, well, I guess it's time to find a spot to bind, because my goodness. Doesn't tend to do a lot of attacks on the ground, so I'm going to take advantage of that. Nice. Hi-yo! Hi-yo! Nope. 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 Avoid that. I swear, those tornadoes have kind of finicky hitboxes sometimes, where there have been times in the past where I've been hit by them when it doesn't feel like I should have been, but that could always just be a skill issue on my part. Oh no, god damn it. I do have the reserve bind, I must not forget. I started to play the needle in there. Let me just use it. There we go, we use the reserve bind. Which definitely helps if your heal gets interrupted. Then you can still heal again anyway. That's probably the best time to use it. Okay, there we go. Oh, God, he can do that twice? I didn't know that. All right, do this, watch out. He follows it up with a tornado. I think I could just go for one of these, right? Yeah, because he doesn't have any move where he directly attacks you on the ground. He'll always go up to the air if he does that first. Or not. Okay, I guess he can do that. Never mind then. He just doesn't like to do it, in my experience. Especially after throwing the projectiles around the room, which makes sense, because, like, why would he throw projectiles that limit you to certain zones of the room? Then he would immediately follow that up with the tornado move. I feel like that would be a little overwhelming. Either way, he's done for. I love how dramatic he is. So Be it impudent louse, impudent, something like that. Deny our kingdom's agony, refuse its touch upon your fickle shell, carve your hapless path, stalk and strike and fight, but know that your foe is fate herself, and she has risen raging. Pain, anguish, and misery, wish granted. Another screenshot-worthy moment. And that's the end. I guess, okay, I remember him dying in that battle, but I guess not. No, he is still alive. He did, after all, just throw me this item out of the floor. The Dark Mirror. This has combined with our other Claw Mirror to create a more powerful version of this perk, the Claw Mirrors. Emits a searing blast that damages surrounding enemies. I believe now either the radius is bigger, or it does more damage, or both. Probably both, if I had to guess. Alright, with that, I mean, there's only one more tool upgrade that I know of we don't have yet. So yeah, we're getting a strong start on that. We're getting a strong start in collecting every last tool in the game. We got one of these, and still one of the... Oh, wait, I guess... Oh, no, it's counting this. I thought it was counting the tool upgrades as things, but no, it's not. Cool. All right, well... Let me find my way to a bench. I should probably switch around my tools as well, which probably means I should switch around my crest because my current crest doesn't let me use a lot of tools. That's fine. I mean, instead of the needle strike thing, I could probably equip, because I got that just because it was new, and I did get some use out of it in the fight, so I'd say that's satisfactory enough. I could probably switch it off with something else. Let's see. Switch you for Volt Filament, since obviously we're using the spell crest. We should probably buff our spells. That could help. I'll keep Reserve Bind on, though, because it's always good to have. And it should help because, you know, with this crest, I can only heal on the floor, so I might heal at the wrong times more often, take damage more often, yada yada, you get it. Alright, real quick, I am actually going to rewatch my most recent video to see what exactly I had planned, because I remember having a more solid plan for what to do next than I do now, so I shall be right back with you in a jiffy. Okay, no, that really was all my plans were. My plans were to start with the Pain, Anguish, and Misery Wish, which we've done, and then go to Sands of Karak, go back to the Coral Tower and see what we have to do there, so... No better time to... This is not the right thing. No better time to get on that than right now. Wake up! Wake up, Era! We have places to be. Blasted Steps. Let's go. Whee! Alright, rest on the bench here, just in case. I have already decided on what tools I'm gonna bring to this. Or have I really? There is only one bench in the entirety of Sands of Karak. I forgot. Okay, knowing what's coming up, I might not actually want to bring Shaman Crest in it. I'll keep Shaman Crest on for, like, exploring and little things like that, but I think for what this is about to be, I'm gonna switch on something else. What do I want to use? I feel like there's a few red tools I haven't used very much, so I could always go with Architect. That said, though, Architect's normal swings. That's my main problem with the Architect crest, is its normal swings, and I don't think they're gonna, like, keep me going that well, so... Oh, wow, I don't have anything equipped there. Which is a no. Beast? The lack of blue tools makes me not want to go for Beast. Wanderer's puny range. Alright, it's either Hunter or Reaper. Which one do I want? I could go for either, really. Generally, Hunter is more fun for combat, so I'll put this on. We'll go back to basics, and yeah, sure, I'll keep cross-stitch. That's a great idea. Thank you, Fast-Me, for having that idea. Silk Shot could also go with Rosary Cannon, except I don't have that many rosaries. I'm probably not gonna use the Rosary Cannon very much. It's probably gonna be the least helpful for me. I could go with Silk Shot, or perhaps I could put that in the upper slot, maybe. Could also go with Flint Slate, Flea Brew, Plasmium File. I don't think I'll need the Plasmium File. I might just go with normal heals. Though I would like to re-equip this and show off something you can do with it at some point. That can wait until later. We still got plenty of time to do stuff. Flea Brew, I haven't been using this very much, neither this nor the Flint Slate. Out of both of these, I'd probably say Flint Slate is better, and I think I've used it less, so we'll go with that. I'm still having trouble deciding which one to bring for the actual thing I'm gonna throw. Silk Shot might like, it sounds good, but it might have too much of a charge up, so I think I might actually go for something else. Let's... Conch Cutter... Curve Claw... Sting Shard. Sting Shard could be really good. I don't think tax is gonna be very good. Speaking of which, let me just crush that up. Let me pay the tax real quick. Wait, threefold pin as well needs a replenish. Actually, a lot of these need a replenish because I think I got the tool pouch since then. God damn it, I didn't click Z a second time. There we go. You know, I select it once and I expect it to equip on its own, which is how it works in Hollow Knight. So yeah, not fully used to that. It's a really tough choice between Conch Cutter or Sting Shard, which I think would be the two best for this. I might go with Sting Shard, because I have been using Conch Cutter a little more often recently, so yeah, we'll do that. Magnetite Dice we're gonna keep. Magnetite Brooch, I think I might actually switch that off for something else. I don't think that's gonna be super good going through this. That could be good. Honestly, yeah, let's go with that. And then Weighted Belt? Sure? That's probably the most useful yellow tools I could possibly equip for a scenario such as this. You can't tell we're about to be heading into a lot of combat? Like a lot of combat. Long Claw, this would be great. I'm gonna keep that on. Fractured Mask would also be great. Reserve Bind would also be great. But we did also just get our fancy new Claw Mirrors. Let's go with Claw Mirrors instead of Fractured Mask, I think. And we'll keep our Reserve Bind so that we have as many of those as we need. I'll go without Volt Filament for now. We'll use Volt Filament more when I switch back to Shaman Crest. At some point, I gotta find ways to include me using the special tool combinations where, you know, you combine two different passive effect tools, they unlock a new effect you cannot use normally with either of them on their own. However, my main problem is, I just don't know what those are off the top of my head. I know there's quite a few of them, but I don't know what they are, and I don't know if I'm gonna get around to showing all of them before the series is done. I mean, as long as I get adequate use out of most tools, it should be okay, and I'm sure you guys don't really mind in the first place whether I show them off or not, but, you know, I'd kinda like to. And I have, to be honest, I have really had the urge to continue playing this game off camera. I've had the urge to start up a third file and just, like, go through it again, because I do want to play this game more. I want to see more of the stuff. I want to see how differently I can play through it. I want to see all the different routes I can take. Maybe want to try different tools out. I've also had a thought of, like, maybe, and I could do this for a main channel video, perhaps, for both of these games, like, seeing how powerful you can make yourself before tackling most of the major boss fights, especially for the first game, which I feel is a lot more open-ended than this game is on the whole. Because, like, this game doesn't really open up until Act 2, which is quite a ways in, and after quite a few tough bosses, too, so yeah. But it would still be interesting to see, like, once you're first able to, how many of the upgrades to your health, or your silk, or soul, or whatever, can you collect before fighting any major bosses like Mantis Lords or things like that? At water's source and Coral's heart, our Lord born last to rule. Jumping across you. Hello there, you are the lord of all these people surrounding you. The people who once inhabited the sands of Karak. As we can see, a very vivid memory in the form of that little silky substance is surrounding him. And in response, we must play the new song we learned last time. Hold the needle in button and press down. Nowhere to go but up. Even if the area was cut, I'm glad it made it into the game in some form. But no, it is not the full-length area that you saw in the trailer for this game. It is just a little side thing that has the visual style of that area that was cut. Welcome to Coral Tower. We have these little coral crab guys, new enemies, the crust crawler. Gotta kill 9 of those, I guess. Sure, I'll get right on that. This isn't necessarily an area to explore. You'll see what this is very soon. Yeah, you can't go that way, for example. Treat this more so as a White Palace type area. Not that it literally is an analog to the White Palace. It's not. But it's in the style. It's in the same kind of style. The Yuma. Those almost look like they could belong in Fog Canyon. Yep. It's time for combat. Let's go! Someone at the top of the tower is very angry that we exist and is gonna send down some minions to take care of us. Tons of new enemies to encounter here. I don't remember what any of them are called, I just know that they're new and they're tough. Alright, here we go. This is easily the biggest combat gauntlet in the entire game. It is essentially the Colosseum of Fools, except it's not really that optional. Oh, okay, it kind of is in a sense. More on that later. Okay, right, I have cross-stitch on. I don't have any kind of projectile ability or anything like that. These guys are not worth using cross-stitch on, I think, so... They're also not really worth using sting shard on. We can throw up some sting shards right now, though. Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. That just took out that whole wave of enemies. All right, we got you guys. Can use the claw line to great effect. We continue to use the claw line to great effect because the second one just spawned in, and that progressed the wave. That's bad. I didn't really want the wave to progress, but I guess we can do things that way if you really want to. Wow, look, an attack only dealt 1 tick of damage. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for not being overpowered. Not overpowered, you know what I mean. There we go. That is the first combat room complete. The first of quite a few. Okay, got another little crab dude, same as before though, with a different design. Just don't walk into them, you'll be fine. Let me take another look out this window over here. Oh, wow. I must say, even if it meant that such a beautiful area had to be cut and relegated to just a little combat arena in the late game, I'm glad that they kind of incorporated that into the lore, where the sands of Karak and the blasted steppes underneath it are clearly ruined by the presence of the Citadel. I guess they thought that that would fit the vibe of the game more, and hey, if that's what they thought, I guess I can't complain too much. I still would have much rather we had the coral steppes as they were in those trailers in the game, but if they had to be replaced by anything, and if there had to be any kind of explanation in-game for it, I'm glad this was it. And I'm glad that we still at least get to see a small glimpse of it, even if we can't fully explore it. We can just imagine what the rest of it looked like in our minds. Wave 2. This is much harder. I remember this. All right, let's go. Oh god, I remember you now. Yep, I remember this. Okay, perfect. Oh god, and they jumped on me, the pieces of crap. Okay, remember I have Hunter Crest, so keep that pogo in mind. General recommendation from me, anytime you switch crest, just like use its pogo for a little bit, get used to it. I lost all the silk because I healed at the wrong time. I do still have the reserve bind, I'm just gonna use it right away. I have my reasons. My reasons are that because of commentary, I haven't been focusing too hard on this battle. So yes, they can attack you in 2 ways. They can throw a projectile, or they can do that. Don't throw anything at me, please. Thank you. I haven't been using the claw mirrors very much, but it's just because, you know, my instinct for healing is to get away from the enemies. I'm afraid I can't really easily change that about myself. All right, big boys. So they've introduced hazards and are giving us pretty simple enemies we've already fought before as the first wave. But of course, that's going to change. Yep, we got you guys back. You guys throw the things, you're the more acrobatic ones. Okay. Oh god. Remember that Hornet has plenty of mid-air capabilities, more so than it might seem. Oh no, okay. Okay, let's heal. I really could have tried to use the claw mirrors on you, but I don't know if I'll get the chance at this rate. Okay, we got Big Boy. Big Boy's actually gonna destroy the spikes for us, which is nice. But he does create some of his own, and when he hits a wall, he'll create them behind himself as kind of a shield. You see that? He's not as predictable as you may expect, but you can just pogo stomp on him from above. I guess not really pogo stomp, you know what I mean. Oh, I was hoping an enemy would spawn out of those. That's what I was going for there. Damn it, didn't work. Okay, these guys unleash spikes. They're also new enemies. All right, let me try this. Ow, okay. Oh, that actually killed you. I also just barely didn't get hit by that, which is insane. I don't know how. I don't know how I didn't get hit by that. Okay. No. You're coming back to me. Thank you. I could be petty, and I could, like, kill him with the heal just for fun. I think I'd rather wait for this. I was hoping one of you would have moved closer to me in the time it took me to heal, but silly me, I guess you guys are big and lumbering, so you wouldn't be that fast, but still, I kind of expected you to be a little quicker on the draw than that. Oh well, we got the hit on him afterwards. Okay, so they do have one jumping move, but thankfully they telegraph it, so just watch out for it and you'll be fine. Magnetite Dice has helped out so much. Wow. That was easier than I remember. Oh, look at the big freaking splotch of coral he turned into. That was cool. Aside from the fact I did use my reserve bind, that was easier than I remember. So beautiful. This is the most beautiful combat arena I've ever been to. And I've been to a Waffle House. That's not actually true, I haven't been to Waffle House. And also, Waffle Houses aren't that beautiful. I don't know why I said that. It's the thing that came to mind, so I said it. Also, the waterfalls in here. Dude, I could make this, like, a decent desktop background. I really gotta get images of areas all throughout Farloom and Hallownest for desktop backgrounds, because, like, I've got desktop backgrounds from, Minecraft, Terraria, some from Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring, and many from Ultrakill as well. All games that I think are very pretty looking. And I really gotta include Hollow Knight and Silksong in that, now that you have the option in both games to, like, go to game setting and turn off the HUD if you want. Now that you have that option, that would be fantastic, and I would love that. Anyway. Third wave, let's do this. Just gonna set up some of these preemptively. Oh, god damn it, they were wasted on that. Okay. Okay, I was going for a silk skill there. Okay, at least got you, and I got you a little bit too. Cool. Now let's use Sting Shards in a much better scenario. It was slightly better. I think I'm still using them too quickly, I think. Okay, cool. Not as cool, but still cool. Still cool. We still cool. We still gaming. No, are you kidding? Are you freaking kidding? Of course it prioritizes the enemy getting the hit over me healing. Of course it would. Of fucking course it would. All right, I gotta stop claw lining. That's using up too much silk. My reserve bind is out. I'm gonna get some off of you, then I'm gonna do this. Not gonna go for the claw mirror thing, because I would rather just heal than not. Can you fucking come back here? Also, can I just do this to make it easier for both of us? Use claw line! Was I out of silk? I guess so. Oh no, that sucks. Kind of, okay. I wanna know. Is cross-stitch damage affected? Does that affect, sorry. Let me rephrase this. Does Flint Slate affect the damage of Silk Skills? Because technically, since Silk Skills scale with your needle damage, it should be doing that, at least theoretically. Alright, this guy's kind of annoying, so you know what? He's the perfect guy to use Flint Slate on. Let's fucking go! Go! Got him! Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, you guys are next. You guys are easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's heal. Even though I technically didn't need to, it's fine. I wanted to anyway. Let's go. Oh god. Okay, y'all. A little acrobat. Oh, perfect! I was worried about how I was gonna take you out, but then no, you just took yourself out for me. And now, no floor. Yeah, you probably saw it coming. If you played Coliseum of Fools, you saw this coming. Indeed, it is happening. And okay, good, that is safe to stand on. I'm glad. All right, fuck off. Thank you. All right, wait for you to throw. You can throw again really quickly if you dash backwards first. Good to know. Let's get back to you. I could use my Sting Shards, and in fact, I will. Let's throw up a couple of those. One of them hit you, good. Perfect. And now we're gonna have to fight, okay, no, we're fighting big guy who will get rid of all the spikes on the floor. Thank you very much, sir. Now I can attack from above. I did not notice that you were jumping. That didn't look like you were jumping, at least not to me. All right, let's go with you. Oh, perfect, perfect. I am unable to heal. Would very much like a heal right about now. Let's go for it. If you could come closer, that'd be great, my man. No, 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 no. That's bad, that's bad, that's bad. That's really bad. I'm still at 2 hits at least. What now? Oh, God. Okay. You're simple enough, at least. Let's get you dead. I'm just gonna go for heal. You could be close enough. No, okay. I'm not the type of player who Claw Mirror really works for, I think. Because I always move so far away to heal because I want to ensure I actually get the health. Like, when I go for a heal, it's to get health back, not necessarily to attack an enemy with the special perk. Okay. Fuck. I'm just mistiming my parries, holy shit. Okay, there we go, we're fine, we're fine. Only took 1 damage. Somehow only took 1 damage from all of that, because my Magnetite dice helped. I have a feeling their Saw Blades do 2 damage if they hit you with it. What now, man? Sure, let me just Claw Mirror the both of you. Was that really it? That was the final wave? That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious. Okay. With that down, I want to say we have accomplished what I have set out to on this first tier attempt. Yes. You can now knock down this stalactite here. And this will create an opening all the way back down to the bottom of the coral tower, which allows you to silk soar all the way back up here. Once you've completed the first 3 combat arenas in order, you will be able to skip them on any subsequent attempt should you fail. However, that does not mean you are done. It means quite the opposite, we are not done yet. Got another combat arena to go through here, and this time we have limited space, though so do the enemies. That guy was just jumping, he wasn't doing anything. That's hilarious. All right, do that. I must say, this is way easier than I remember it being on my first playthrough. I guess because, I don't know, maybe my memories of that battle are deep within the recesses of my mind, or maybe I just had a really shit build. It's entirely possible. Knowing me and my track record with builds in this game would not put it past my past self. God damn it. I wanted to heal them to death. You understand, right? You understand the fun I was trying to have. Unfortunately, this game doesn't believe in fun. Ah, okay, okay. Perfect. I did take damage again, but I at least got the heal off. That is more than okay for me. Okay, now you. Perfect. Thank you for just throwing yourself in the spikes for me. Pow! Perfect, 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 perfect. Had to say 4 perfects there because that is the level of perfection that I felt after that. Okay, no. Pow! There's that one clip on Twitter circulating where someone was able to kill 3 enemies in the final wave with a single use of Claw Mirror. Looked super impressive. Unfortunately, not anything I'm gonna pull off anytime soon. With that done, however, that is Combat Arena 4 complete. Oh, I'm supposed to go. My bad. Go! All that's left is to silk soar up to the final one. I see you there. You can't hide from me. Hello, fucking Scar from Lion King. Okay. Crust King Khan! It reminds me of that one Star Trek movie about the Wrath of Khan, and how one of the characters yelled, Khan! in it, that's all I know. Crustitch! There we go. Very easy attacks to time because he really just does this. This is his only attack. He sends these large branches at you, he telegraphs where they're going to go, that is it. This is all he can do. Makes sense that at the end of a really long combat gauntlet, they have a very simple boss. Right? Right? That makes sense that you would do that, right? This guy's basically the god tamer of the game. In that sense. Except, of course, you know, you don't have to complete every single previous wave in order to fight him again. Claw Mirror your face off! Alright, and then... Bam! That's so fun! I love cross-stitch! Alright, there we go. Let me put up a sting shard, just in case that'll do anything. Doesn't really do a lot against these guys, since, like, the things come from the walls, and the things end up hitting the sting shards. Oh god. I'm gonna do this. I'm out of the way of that. Yeah, if you're using Shaman Crest on this, healing will be a little bit tricky, since you have to stay on the floor, and that's where most of his spike things end up going. Okay, there we go. But, like, as long as you have this down, as long as you move at the right times, this guy really shouldn't be that hard. It's really the buildup of everything before him that's the main challenge. Damn it, you dodged out of the way just in time. I was hoping to be able to heal in your face. Okay, there's that. That's simple enough. They come from the ceiling. Ah, he landed on me. Didn't expect him to do that. I think usually the bosses in this game try to avoid doing that, but I guess not this guy. This guy doesn't believe in that. Okay. Oh, he can do that. Okay, he can follow that up now. Watch out for that. Good thing I noticed it. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'd love to be able to... Oh, I did! I had a heal! I was gonna say I'd love to be able to cross-stitch him there, but I can't here! Okay, watch out for the follow-up. Bam! Our claws to crush, our claws to rule, our claws to save them all. Obtained the encrusted heart. It beats deep and slow. The first of the three, and boy, what a fun battle that was. I loved that. I remember listening to a podcast earlier in the game that actually did talk about this section and kind of how crazy long and difficult it was, and I was expecting to have to go through like a pantheon from Godhome just for a main objective in this latter half. But no, it's not only is it really not that bad, you get the shortcut partway through, but the final fight is pretty simple. And like, you know, once you really get it down, it's also super fun. It's simple, but it's fun and intense. Just like the first bosses in this game, just like the Bell Beast, just like the Moss Mother. It's very simple, not too difficult, but very intense still, because you know if you make too many mistakes, you can easily fail this. And I did fail it plenty of times in my first playthrough. On this playthrough, though, not so much. I found it way easier this time around, which does make enough sense. I have grown in my skills and abilities at this game. Before I leave the Sands of Karak, there is actually something else in the vicinity that I can go do. And so, I think I shall go do that, and then we'll see how much time we have left, because I'm about 40 minutes in, and yeah, we've completed, like, the main objective of this video 40 minutes in. I suppose now I'm gonna have to search for maybe something else to do? Because, like, yeah, we're at the point in the game now where there's only so many things we can do that I really just have to do whatever comes across my plate, and then that'll be that. So the place I would like to go in Sands of Karak is right down here towards the beginning. And that I shall do. Oh yeah, I de-equipped the compass. That's okay. We'll keep this set of tools equipped because we don't really need anything else on right now. Oh, man, the sooner I can find that last memory locket, the better, because, man, I only have one tool slot left to unlock on Shaman Crest, and then that's it. We have every single tool slot unlocked for everything in the game. Oh yes, now that I am reminded of it, now that I'm thinking of it, I would like to mention real quick that I failed that jump. But also, if you have yet to fully, what do you call it, bind Ava to yourself, if you have yet to get the final ability where you replenish Silk at a bench, and you reach Act 3, Ava will have unique dialogue, just as every other NPC does. Every NPC has unique dialogue upon entering Act 3, which makes sense because it's a whole change to the entire world. If you'd like to see that dialogue, then do not talk to Ava until after you enter Act 3, like I did my first playthrough. But yeah, because I wanted to get things done with Ava before entering Act 3, I chose not to do it this time. Actually, if you want the real answer, it's because I thought Ava didn't do that until you had every last memory locket, when turns out, no, she only does that when you have every memory locket you can obtain in Act 1 and 2. Once you have enough, you know, enough of the tool slots unlocked to have all tool slots unlocked on every single crest aside Shaman, that's when, that's when Ava will give you the final ability. Okay, sir, if you feel like dying in the middle of the air, then be my guest, I guess. Over here, you see that tiny outcrop in the ceiling that we couldn't reach before? Wrong buttons. Still the wrong buttons. Still the wrong buttons. It's down. There we go. You can indeed Silksong up into it, and it's things like this that make me have to guess, like, how the hell was I expected to find this? Act 3 is when I started looking up how to access a majority of the secret areas in the game, or I would, like, look up what I haven't done yet and see, what is that? How do I get there? Oh, I Silksong up in this random fucking corner of the map to reach it? Cool. Could you maybe hide the abilities a little differently next time? Because, yeah, I don't really know how I was expected to find this, but to be fair, what there is to do out here is not required for 100%. And specifically 100%. If you want to collect everything in the game, then technically it is required, but not for 100%. Hello there. You look familiar. You look like all the other of your kind inside the Coral Tower. But you're even, like, worse for wear than they are. So yeah, the conditions are rough out here, what can I say? Wanna say you can go across this? No, it doesn't look like it, okay. Maybe with the right vantage point you can, I'm not really sure though. Anyway. That doesn't activate you, good. Wake the frick up, let's battle! Oh wait, huh? Wait, huh? He is supposed to be alive! I don't know, I think I might be missing something? Hello? Are you good, sir? Needlin? Ah, Needlin, that's the answer. Okay, this is a secret boss fight. The Watcher at the edge. At the edge of his ropes and at the edge of the world. Oh god, this guy's strong, I forgot. Okay. So he's a much more skilled version of the regular enemies we were fighting in the Coral Tower. He can deal 2 damage per hit, he has big swings, he can launch the sand in your face, which has definitely gotta hurt. That actually hit him, that's surprising. Dash under him. I parried his attack right there. There we go. I think I've been over what that does before, but if you manage to, like, hit an enemy at the same time, if you swing at an enemy at the same time they swing and you hit their swing, you will essentially parry them where neither of you will deal any damage to each other. It's obviously not a cross-stitch parry, but it's basically the same kind of thing. Kind of. Go. Okay. I'm gonna reserve bind. I don't think this guy is that difficult from what I remember, so I feel okay using my reserve bind right now. I say that and I get hit again. Okay. Oh my god, I forgot about the 3-hit combo he has. Let me just go over here. Cool. Bam. Can I get lots of silk from you? Ah, god. Hit his fucking spiky head. Don't. Oh, okay, okay. All right. Again, I really hope that me, like, getting excited like that isn't peaking the mic and sounding terrible, because it's entirely possible it is. Ah. Magnetite dice, thank you. That was risky, but it worked. I'm not doing the greatest. This is not my greatest showing in this game, but that is okay. That's kind of how the game was designed. You are, like, you know, these games, you are designed... They are designed assuming that you take damage in them, so it's alright. I don't have to be perfect. It's just a little sloppy, you know? But anyway, down he goes. And along with the screams of the queen, the grandmother Silk, whatever, he erodes into the same substance as the others, but this time, gray. And he gives you a gray memento. Engraved crust stone worn by sand and blanched by time. Watch, remember, till time, life anew. Don't worry, sir, I'll keep you and your land in my memory until the end of time. Enlivened heart of Crust King Khan, it beats deep and slow. While I'm out here, and while I'm remembering to do so, let's go to the Hunter's Journal and read about all these new enemies. Since we can't fight them anymore, we should have all their entries unlocked by default. Oh, these guys were actually a majority of the enemies that I don't have. I am now at 209 of 233. That's still a lot of enemies I don't have, but at least, like, completing the rest of the main quest should fill out most of those, hopefully. Once teamed around their tower in numbers immense, it is a rare chance to witness such a bountiful display of life. A critical member of the larger flock. Without them present, the Kai would be fast driven to extinction by larger predators. I see, the spine beaks. And the steel spines. I couldn't tell the difference between any of these three, but sure. Hiding a sharp surprise, any larger predator attempting a bite would learn a pointed and painful lesson. A creature at its most basic. This one is no threat to me or any other, though it can still hurt if you touch it. When defeated, it splits into many smaller forms, yet another remarkable creature of this land before the monarch. Core member of a powerful order, trained fearless and faithful. Theirs was a kingdom of warriors, one built upon their blades. Its training resembles my own, favoring fast strikes and rapid movement. Once a hunter, perhaps? Not a frontline force, but in my assault upon their tower, all emerged to see me stilled. Far tougher for being matched inside their encrusted domain. They must have lived their whole lives within their tower to command it so. In contests of speed against strength, I have seen the swift more often triumphant, a lesson I have taken to my own heart. This bug's fashion with the crust growth, it seems intentional, though I imagine the union is far from comfortable. Probably not. I mean, if it's anything like, you know, having a really runny nose and having all the snot dry up, which is kind of what it looks like it would feel, or maybe even having a bloody nose and having the blood dry up. Sorry if you're eating while watching this. Anyway, even having a bloody nose and having that dry up, that does not look very fun. Crest King Khan. For his stern stewardship, his legion seemed utterly loyal. For less combative bugs, this world would have been a hard rule. Indeed, and then the Watcher at the Edge. They held long at their vigil, far beyond the age of their brethren, yet still when roused, they swung their blade with remarkable ease. So how in the world did they all die off? No idea. If they were that powerful, like, how did they die? I suppose even the most powerful kingdoms of the past have fallen to various sources. Like, wasn't Babylon one of them? Oh no. Okay, good. We lashed on right in the nick of time. So now, we're gonna head back to the Bellway Station. I'm gonna check around the towns real quick, see if there are any wishes. I want to say we've already saved Pliny from Shellwood. That's a thing we've done, right? I went over here and I rescued him from enemies. Pretty sure I've already done that. Otherwise, I don't really know what else to do right now. So I'm gonna kind of hope for side quests to carry me forwards because, yeah. I can definitely work on getting the Void Masses one done, and to do that, I suppose I can circle back around through the old areas of the game, see if there's anything new to see there, alongside doing that quest. That would be a good excuse to just, you know, do some world wandering. I'm guessing I have to hit this. I kind of forgot what this area is like. Go through. Oh, no. We're fine. Go down. Go down and out. Alright. I don't think Grindel has anything new to sell, and even if he did, I probably wouldn't have the rosaries for it. I still only have 558, so yeah. I'm not gonna stop in with him for now. We'll stop in with him if I'm super lost. Like, there's one item I don't have and I don't know where to get it. Ah, yes, of course. He's selling it. The guy. The dude. The bro. Whee! I think to remind again, the Ecstasy of the End Wish, I am going to save this for later. I think I'm going to save it for after the second Old Heart we collect. I just think that would be the most fitting time to get that done. Also, out of curiosity, what is living down in where the Hermit Snail Shaman was? You remember this guy, the Bell Hermit, I think he was called before? Anything new down here? No, absolutely nothing. Awesome. Sweet. Let's go back then. This is useless. This is worthless to me. Worthless to me and my kind. You know, insects, my kind. In real life, I mean, yeah, in the game, sure, but in real life, definitely not. Resident, what a marvel you are continuing to dare the wilds and darkness. I return with hope. Okay, I thought that was old dialogue, which is why I was skipping past it. It is not old dialogue. Nice. I return with hope worth sharing, Pavo. I have seen a way to calm this chaos, one I now work swiftly towards. The chance remains slim, but if this town can hold and my efforts succeed, Farlu may see a future yet. Soon, Pavo, I shall calm the chaos. Please guard these bugs safe till then. Of course, dear resident, of course. Know all our faith and all our wishes go with you. I shall keep that in mind, good sir. Heal. I don't know why I said that. Just felt like it. Nothing on this wish wall. Anything on Songclave's wish wall? Anything new here? Miss Carrier, volumes, bugs are wishing, waiting, sad and scared. The livings are needed now more than ever. No, it's just more supplies. Those just give rosaries. I mean, I am trying to save up for the personal spa from you. But I feel like I could just get those rosaries naturally. I feel like I don't have to do the deliveries if I don't need to, especially if I have... Do I have things in my inventory? I have a frayed rosary string in my inventory, and that's it. Okay, cool. Speaking of inventory, let me switch on Shaman Crest once again, and I shall keep these two on. Another news. Anything new to do, like, here? Maybe I could talk to Styx again, see if he has any see if he has any opinion on the matter. Oh yeah, I never actually read the journal entry for Zango. Let me go try to find him. He might be down here. Oh yes, Tormented Trobia. This one chose to embrace the doom to come. I shall not share such easy surrender. I love how she insults him, basically. He carelessly seeded these caves with that cursed substance. His final fate seems fair reward for those efforts. Yet I feel some sympathy. It is an alluring power. Alright, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I did actually read that already. But in case I didn't, there you are. It's entirely possible I didn't. I don't think I have any new relics to turn in. I don't have anything new for Pliny over here. What to do? I'm running out of things to do in this game. It's so sad. Like, I'd like to have more side quests. I'd like to have a wish tell me what to do. I guess if nothing else, I can spend the rest of this video going around to search for the void masses in the early game areas like I said I would, so sure. Can always have the rest of this video be boring. I'm gonna go back up to Songclave real quick, make sure there really are no extra wishes up on this wish wall. If there aren't, then we'll just go do that and then we'll end the video. How's that sound? And then I guess in the next video, we could always go after another old heart because I am really running out of things to do in this game, so yeah. May as well. First shrine. I keep forgetting, because it's like, it's not called Songclave in that screen. Because it wasn't called Songclave until we rung the bell at the first shrine. Then the pilgrims came up and made it into Songclave. It's very confusing. I like how one of those lights up there was burned out, technically. Alright, you guys got anything? I'm playing this game one-handed right now. Nope. Okay. You've really got nothing. Oh, this guy's gone. You got anything else? Nope. Cool. All right. Well, down it is to the early game areas for us, I guess. All right. Jump us up. I suppose while I'm doing this... Yeah. You know what? I think now is a good time, as I'm just gonna be going back through old areas of the game, trying to find things for this random little fetch quest. I think now is the time for me to give my full opinions. Almost full opinions. I'll have to think about them more whenever I get around to making the big Silksong video for my main channel. But I want to give most of my opinions on the wishes, because they're a part of the game that I'm kind of mixed on the whole. I have very complicated feelings on them. I think they are an okay idea. I just don't think that they were executed super well. I don't think they were brought to their truest potential, and I think there's a lot that could have been done with them that wasn't, and overall I find them kind of disappointing for that reason. Okay, I think these guys just stole a bunch of the rosaries I was trying to save up for the big thing. They sure did. That's okay. I'm down like 18 rosaries. That's all they stole. Hope they enjoy those 18 rosaries. All right, let's just go. Let's just go into the main place. Gonna search around the Marrow and the Deep Docks. We'll search the highs and lows of both places. If we don't find anything, then we don't find anything, and that is perfectly okay. Anyway. I think the wishes are at their absolute best in this third act. I think the actual wishes you do are kind of cool. They kind of wrap up the stories for certain characters in various ways. At the worst, I think this one where you have to kill all the void masses is probably the worst one, but it's at least something you're probably going to be doing anyway as you explore the world in Act 2, or in Act 3, sorry. So it's not like you really have to go out of your way to do it. Because in my experience on my first playthrough, I was able to do this as I was taking care of everything else in Act 3. Now, I am going out of my way to get it done right now, but that's just because I need something else to do this video, damn it. This hasn't been long enough, this hasn't been worthwhile enough. I think I hear one in this direction, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, yeah, the remainder of the wishes in Act 3 are all awesome. However, in previous areas of the game, I don't know if I can say the same. I've already been over how I'm not at all a fan of these hunt-style wishes, of the red ones, that give you just, like, go back through this area, kill all these enemies, collect a drop that they now have, and then bring it back to us. That is by far my least favorite kind of wish in this game, and I think it should be clear why I don't like it, because it's just a fetch quest. It's just a basic, boring video game fetch quest with basically nothing else added to it. Like, when I got my first wish in my first playthrough of Silksong, I was really excited because I thought, wow, they're actually adding like proper side quests to this game. There's a lot they could do with that. There's a lot of like fancy little Hollow Knight-ish spins Team Cherry could put on them. But unfortunately, a lot of them, they really didn't put any twist on them. It really is just a bland video game fetch quest for a lot of them. A lot of the hunt style ones at least. And while I do think the ones where you track down an NPC or where you track down a new boss fight that's appeared somewhere, like the second Savage Beastfly encounter, you know, I do think those ones fare a little better overall. They're still not my favorite thing. The ones where you get an NPC are all just kind of the same thing. It's like, oh no, someone's lost in this place. Go find them, kill all the enemies that surround them. Oh look, you did it, now they're available in some town. That's at least the best part of those wishes, that you do actually make a difference in a nearby town. What am I hearing? What voices am I hearing? Is there something around? Hello? Oh wait, I'm above the survivors camp, aren't I? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am. That explains things. Well, how are people doing down here? How's the survivors camp doing? Did I say last time or in one of the previous videos that I would definitely bring supplies to this place? Because I might change my mind on that. At least for now, There's always next time. I might always choose to do it next time, except I don't think any of the supply wishes available right now are the, any of the supply delivers right now available are for the survivors camp. They're for the other towns. Anyway, you know, the finding NPC ones are just alright. I kinda got tired of the whole, like, find a pile of shit and smell it so you can track them down shtick after they did it for, like, the 10th time. And, you know, it's still an annoying aspect of the ones where you fight the bosses, but at least for the ones where you fight a boss at the end, at least it's a boss, and in most cases it's even a new boss. However, that's still not exactly, like, perfect for me. That doesn't make the wishes themselves that good in my eyes, because, like, what I'm enjoying in doing those, like, new boss fight wishes is the boss fight, not the wish itself. Not actually going to find the boss. That's not the fun part. The fun part is finding the boss. Or actually, the fun part is fighting the boss, not finding the boss. And I think the reason why I don't find the actual finding process of the boss very fun is because to me it kind of goes against the spirit of Hollow Knight. And to explain what I mean, let me remind you of Nosk from the first game. Nosk is a secret boss in the bottom of Deep Nest that you have to find behind like 2 breakable walls. Like, it's very, very well hidden, very off the beaten path. Most people might not ever find it. Where am I going right now? I don't know, but I'm gonna keep going over here. I think I've already been down here. Wanna say, yeah, okay, I already have, because this is just a rosary pile. Anyway, yeah. Nosk is a whole thing where, like, you go into the secret room, there's a grub inside, but there's also another breakable wall that takes you to the fight, and it has this amazing build-up and everything, and it's super cool, it's super memorable. Like, it really stands out in my mind among the bosses in that game for that reason. However, like, imagine how it would be instead if there was this bulletin board in Dirtmouth that would eventually get a wish on it, a side quest on it, that told you about Nosk. It was like, hey, something weird's hanging out in this corner of Deep Nest, why don't you go check it out? I do understand that being the case. Let me revisit this guy, see if he has anything to say. Oh, he's dead. Cool. He has nothing to say because he's dead. Anyway, let me see. Is he really dead? Or is there something else I could do around here now? I guess here's the straight pin still accessible in case you haven't gotten it yet, somehow. But yeah, anyway, I get that, you know, Hollow Knight is a big game. Some things you should definitely have pointers to the player. Like, I am kind of glad the game that Silksong uses its wishes to point the player to some of these fights that they never would have gone to otherwise, because there's no indication that they exist. Like, that is one case where I think the wishes are alright. but still, it would kind of, if they did that with Nosk in the first game, it would kind of take some of the magic of, away from stumbling upon the fight yourself. And, you know, it's not like Hollow Knight was a super massive game like Silksong is, so you could probably stumble upon Nosk yourself anyway. Most players did. I meant to use Silk Spear there. That's okay. Threadstorm got the job done. Coming back through Hunter's March just to see if there's any other thingy, any other void mass around these parts. There really should be, I think. That wall really isn't breakable. That's surprising. But yeah, another big problem I have with those kinds of wishes is when you get the wish, only then is the boss unlocked. At least this is how I think they work. It's entirely possible they are always available, like from the moment the wish becomes available, so too does the passage to the boss. But in many of these cases, like the first time you go through this area, the passageway to the boss fight that the wish leads you to literally doesn't exist. And it doesn't exist until either the wish becomes available or until you accept the wish, which I feel is not only a little artificial and video gamey, but it also means that you can't stumble upon it yourself. You have to be directed to it. And again, I feel like that goes against the spirit of the Hollow Knight exploration. It goes against part of what I really enjoyed about the first Hollow Knight. Like, I don't mind it in the sense that, you know, if I missed it the entire game, I'll have a little pointer to it in the late game. In fact, I kind of wish this game would do that more. But I do mind it in the sense that these new boss fights literally don't exist until I get the wish, and that just feels kind of cheap to me. I'd much rather be able to stumble upon some of these fights myself. Because, like, imagine the Brood Mother in the Wish. Sorry, not the Wish, the Slab. I don't know why I said the Wish. Different four-letter word. Imagine the Brood Mother in the Slab. Wouldn't it be so cool? There's a second round of dudes here. Are you kidding me? Wouldn't it be so cool if you could re-explore that area on your own? And, you know, I'm gonna die. I was not prepared for this. I forgot that there would be a second round here, and they hit me right before the healing explosion. Right before it. Literally right fucking before. One frame. Alright, Hunter's Crest, come back to me. Come back to me, please. I need you for this. Anyway, going back to complaining about wishes. What was I even talking about? I don't know, that kind of threw me off. But wouldn't it be so cool if you could return to the slab on your own? Hear the Brood Mother, like, wailing in the walls, and then go to find her yourself by tracking her down with your ears as opposed to with your nose in-game? I think that would be a much cooler way to discover the Brood Mother fight, and it would make it so much more memorable than just, oh look, there's a poster on the bulletin board saying to go after this weird thing in the slab. Look at that, let's go to the slab and do that. Okay, it's done. Like, that just feels like... This is a video game, so this is gonna sound dumb to say, but it feels too video gamey. Like, a part of the reason why I like the first game so much is because its exploration felt so immersive in that way, and that you could just stumble upon things that no one else may have found, you know? It was cool in that way, and Silksong does that a bunch, but doesn't do it as much as it could, in my opinion. And so, that's why, and I think the wishes are part of the reason why it doesn't really quite reach the same heights. Because the wishes kind of do the exploring for you, and it's not as good in that sense. Alright, let's go, guys. I was unprepared for a fight the first time, but this time I am more than well prepared for a fight. Let's fucking go. I think I am finding that I overall prefer Hunter Crest to Shaman Crest, at least for combat. Wait, I didn't have those guys' journal entries until now? That's really funny. Anyway, I think... There are wishes in this game that are good. I'll give credit for that. The Trail's End wish is really good. It's the finale of Chakra's story. Whenever a wish is used to, like, finish the story of some character you've been meeting and talking to the entire game, I obviously don't mind it then, because then it's really cool. Please don't, please don't, please don't. Thank you. They did undo my heal, kind of, there, but that's okay. They didn't fully undo it. They just partially undid it, you know? I still heal. I still got a net gain of 1 health. But yeah, Chakra's Trail's End wish was pretty cool. The one with Sherma down in the White Ward was pretty cool. I mean, even then, it was just go find Sherma down here. It was, like, the gameplay side of the wishes is never that interesting, aside from the ones where there's a new boss to fight. But, you know, at least it completes the stories of those characters, so there's at least that aspect to it. I guess it doesn't really complete the story of Sherma, so you know what I mean. You know, you gotta go free Sherma, who's scared down in White Ward. It makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense for his character, and it completes his little side quest business very well, because from that point onwards, he tends to the people in Songclave for the rest of the game. And, you know, makes sense. That being said, on the whole, I think my biggest problem with the wishes is that, aside from the ones where you fight a new boss, completing them just isn't that interesting. There's not much new gameplay introduced at all, and I guess side quests are kind of like that, but like, I look at games like Fallout New Vegas or other games with very interesting little side activities where, you know, the gameplay side of them might not be as good, but there's at least usually a really compelling story there. And Silksong comes close occasionally, like I just said, with the Chakra and Sherma wishes, you know? But it never quite... It never quite hits the same as those games, as Fallout New Vegas or The Legend of Zelda or anything. And, you know, all that's really left is the gameplay, and the gameplay is just so one note. Literally one note, because every single wish in the game is just one objective long. You get a single objective, you complete the objective, bam, you're done. That's it. Should I rest on that bench? Is it worth it? I think we're done with the difficult fights. I think I might hear a Void Mass this direction. I don't know, I hear something this direction. Let's keep climbing up. But yeah, every single wish in the game is just one objective long, and it's never that interesting of an objective, IMO. So yeah. Here. While I'm here, I may as well take a little stop in this place. Just as a reminder that this statue exists. We saw it long ago, in one of the earliest episodes of our journey. And we may have to remember its existence coming here soon, but... yeah, I'll just store that in the back of your mind. We may or may not have something to do with that statue in the very near future. Anyway, go through this hole, and I think ultimately my least favorite thing about the wishes is the fact that Team Cherry genuinely thought that those fetch quest wishes were a good idea. That's honestly really disappointing to me. Like, they did so well designing the first game and all of its side activities without having much, if any, filler. Then here comes Silksong, and just for the sake of having more content in this already content-packed game, they just straight up add filler to it. And that's all it is. That's all those fetch quests are. It is pure filler. It is nothing but grindy nonsense that, like, every other game ever includes as a way to just keep players playing to supposedly, like, milk them out of their cash or whatever. I don't know what that little thing means. Does it mean that there's a Void Mass underneath? Probably does, actually. If there's a Void Mass here, that would be really cool detail. Let's go see if there is. But yeah, I honestly cannot believe that those were included in the game. Like, genuinely, that's a big disappointment to me, that Team Cherry thought that that was good. That was good, worthwhile content. Because again, it's like... I'm not gonna say, like, the whole, like, Team Cherry wanted this game to be as hard as possible complaint again. I still feel like this game is sometimes obsessed with being difficult, perhaps a little overly so. But you know what else this game is obsessed with? Being fucking huge, when I don't think it needs to be. I don't think this game needed to be this big, especially if being this big meant that they would add a bunch of filler content to make it feel even bigger. I would much rather not have those wishes at all, if you ask me. And the worst part about them, the worst part about the wishes, and I know I just said that having the fetch quest was the worst part of the wishes, but no. The actual worst thing about the wishes, they're not optional. In every other game that has boring filler side quests, like Breath of the Wild, for example, terrible side quests in Breath of the Wild. I don't care about them nearly enough. Or, enough? No. I just don't care about them at all because they're not interesting. Okay, I'm assuming there's no Void Mass in here. Let's just go down. I don't care about the side quests in Breath of the Wild at all. And I don't have to because I obviously don't have to do them. The rewards suck, it's never worth doing, and you will lose nothing by just avoiding them. You will lose literally nothing. Aside from maybe a fun little NPC encounter here and there, you lose nothing by not partaking in the side quests in that game. In Silksong, if you want the true ending to the game, you have to do the wishes. They are not optional. That excuse does not work. Like, you know, I hate this boring filler content. A lot of people will respond to it with, just don't do it then. It's optional. No, it's not. Not in Silksong. You have to do them if you want the true ending for the game. Yes, you can get an ending for the game without doing it, but Or without... Sorry. God, these guys are distracting me by how difficult they're trying to be. Oh, no. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We got the heal up anyway. Right, come on, come on, come on. Die, please. Thank you. Ritala, haha, I agree. But anyway, if you want to access Act 3, if you want to get to the end of the game, so peace finally comes to be in the right mind. You place too much burden upon yourself, sir. He's saying something new. I missed that. Sorry. Though I share your ambition to free this land from its curse, I counsel you to rest, even if only for a short while. Us? Rest? While you, my dear sister, fight on so gallantly? Ha! We cannot. What would our old village think of us when we had quit our charge? No, regardless of what you may believe, there's strength enough steel in these old shells. We must press on. There is so much more for us to do. He sounds a little exasperated there. I'm worried about you, buddy. Please don't overexert yourself. But yes, no matter how much you might want to skip the obvious filler content that the wishes are, especially the fetch quest ones, you can't. If you want the true ending, you have to die to regular enemies in the middle of the far fields. But no, if you want the true ending, you have to do them. Not only that, their rewards are actually good. They are unique items you can't find anywhere else. They're actually worth doing for that reason too. And that sucks, because it means that on replays of this game, I am going to have to go through the filler content, and it is absolutely not going to be the highlight of the journey, can I just say? Like, yes, I know, when you know what you're doing with the fetch quests, you can play around them. You can know that they are coming, and know that... Let me just... Oh my god, of course you did that move, you piece of shit. You can know that they're coming, you can prepare ahead of time, you can start going like, okay, I'll circle around through this area now so that I collect all these items, but just because I can... Hi? What are you doing here? Hello, big guy. Okay. Man, this game is so cool. You could just randomly encounter enemies you're not expecting to see out in the wild as you explore. That's awesome. I love that. And I know these are all kind of like scripted events, but yeah, never expected to see this guy here. Cool, let me just, cross this should work wonders against you. But yes, back to what I was saying, which I am taking forever to get out. Like, if you have to plan around how to make filler content as least tedious as possible, that does not make it good, worthwhile content. I'm sorry to say, just because I can play around the fetch quests does not mean that I like doing the fetch quests and that I think that they are worthwhile additions to the game, you know? Like, I would much rather do content that's actually fun and enjoyable, and unfortunately, Silksong has plenty of that to go around, but it also adds so much random, boring filler that I feel like it does drag this game down a bit, even if only slightly. Can I please find a void mass? This would be very great if I could find a void mass. I hear one, here we go. Let me sting shard it. There we go. Fuck you. Throw a sting shard right inside. Hit ya. You didn't take any damage. Alright, that's fine. I hate you. Oh, no. I'm just getting out of here. Heal, please. There we go. Use my reserve on that. How many more of these guys do I need? I have their journal entry, at least. Silken shells corrupted. That void seeks now to claim this land whole. These poor shells are only the beginning. We need 4 more. Okay. I'm an hour and 12 into this video. We can go back and talk to the seamstress down here, see how she's holding up. I think we already did, though, actually, didn't we? Did we already talk to the seamstress? I can't remember now, but I don't think I've been to Farfields since Act 2, so now would be the time to do it. But yes, to finalize my thoughts on the wishes, even if you can play around them on subsequent playthroughs, first of all, that does not make them good. Second of all, that also doesn't change the fact that on my first playthrough, the wishes were super fucking annoying. Constantly, like, we're actually standing in front of one of my examples I brought up earlier. Constantly, throughout my first playthrough, I would play through an area, kill every enemy inside, and then get a wish that sent me right back to the area I just was to kill more of the same enemies I just killed, who now drop a new item they didn't before. And, like, it's just tedious busy work. That's all it is. It's terrible content, and again, sorely disappointed they thought that was good for this game. Because, like, this game is so fast-paced and fun, and exploration is, like, a constant thing you're doing. The combat is super fun. You're constantly looking forward to the next item you'll find, the next boss you'll fight. So why, on God's name, do they make you slow down and do random stupid fetch quests from time to time in order to beat it? And why do they make it required to? Alright, that's it. My rant on the wishes is done. You have heard it. You have heard my thoughts now. Stray One, things were already falling grim when last you left. Now it's worse. The whole world quaking and wailing, and all stretched through with blackened strands. This wouldn't be your doing by chance. I am in part responsible, though know this outcome was not my intent, and that I shall work to calm it. I knew it! Of course it had to be you! Here I was hoping you'd bring a shake-up, instead you've brought an ending! Now, I have brought a shake-up, not in the way you wanted, I guess. Well, move it, I say, get to your fixing! We're all now suffering for the scale of your conflict. Maybe this time you act towards calmer conclusions, eh? I kinda like this. Yeah, I kinda like this. This NPC who helped you and even gave you a major ability earlier in the game is now like, bro, what the fuck have you done? Get to it, please, before I die. Before I and all the others die. It's kinda cool. I wish games did that more, you know? A helper character from the beginning turns into, you know, starts to kind of resent you after certain actions you may take throughout the story. It'd be a nice little arc for them. For not just for them, but for you and for the game as a whole. Anyway, perfect time to collect rosaries, save up for that spa. I must have that spa before the series' conclusion. I must get it! I think by now I had the spa in my first playthrough. Probably, I don't know how I would have gotten that many rosaries, but I probably would have gotten them somewhere. Oh, you're an enemy. Hi, did not expect to see one of your ilk. Okay. You probably are a journal entry I don't have. Is that right? Again, I really wish there was a magnetite brooch for shell shards. Not that I really need it. I've got plenty of shell shards as is, but we go to you. You're not anywhere down here. Okay, I'm lazy. Never mind. There you go. There you go. Just gonna search around this area for more void masses, and then I think I might end early. We'll continue the search for void masses in the subsequent episodes. I'm sure we'll be able to find them before the series is done. Hopefully, possibly, maybe. I doubt there's any in the weave nest. There seems to be like 1 or 2 per area. I suppose I could take my next adventures up to Greymore in the next episode, maybe, possibly. And since we are relatively nearby, that or I could go for the next Old Heart. I think I might choose that instead, because we will have reasons to go back to Greymore. 2 different reasons, actually. 2 different quite major reasons, but neither of them have cropped their heads yet. So I think I'll wait for a while on that. I think I'll just... I'll head over to... What am I thinking? Sorry, something distracted me just now. I was thinking to head to... Yeah, probably head to Blasted Steps around where the next Old Heart is, and then we'll end the episode there, and that'll be that. There we go. Finally got my thought out. Sorry, just my phone lit up with a notification. I was distracted by that for a little bit. My phone's notifications working now might end up proving to be a challenge. Anyway, hi y'all. Sprint through. Go here. Ah, here's the bellway. Here's the underside of the bellway. We can see it. Let me go. Where am I right now? Wait, where am I right now? Where am I? What am I doing here? I think I'm in a dead end. A dead end that connects to another room, but only invisibly on the map, which is very confusing. I really gotta get this compass re-equipped. Instead of the freaking whatever I have, the weighted belt and the Vesta crest, I gotta get the compass back on. The weighted belt's not gonna help that much. Because honestly, I haven't noticed the weighted belt really do anything. Hey, wait a second. Is there anything here? No. Just checking. You never know. You never truly know. Let's... Okay, yes, let's go up here. Whee! Whee! Bellway. Then we call for Era. Head over to Blasted Steps. End the video. Yada yada, you've heard this before. I have nothing else to say. I am all out of commentary juice for today. I started out this video pretty okay. Then as it went on, I think I got slightly worse overall, and it was hard to keep my thoughts together about the wishes and all that, but yeah. Anyway, hopefully the microphone didn't make this video too annoying. I'm gonna have to listen back to what it sounds like afterwards. Hopefully the keyboard clicks weren't too annoying. Hopefully the mic peaking on occasion wasn't too annoying. This is, after all, though, my Let's Play channel, which ultimately I don't care as much about video quality. I'd still prefer the videos to actually be, like, you know, easy to watch, enjoyable to watch, so hopefully the mic doesn't sound too bad, but yeah. And anyway, next time on Hollow Knight Silksong, head for the second Old Heart, see what else unlocks from there. That'll be about it. Oh yeah, we'll also get the remaining Void Vases, because we're gonna need that, so yeah. Thank you all for watching, if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the future.